Another smart coach was Bear Bryant. Paterno lost all 4 games to him, including the 1979 Sugar Bowl. Did you feel like Bryant had your number?
Oh, I don't think Bryant had my number. I think Bryant was just a good coach. And a guy very much like I am, in the sense that there was nothing else in his life. I mean, Bryant, when he gave it up, died.
Barely a month after he retired, he died. He wasn't yet 70. He'd been a lifelong smoker. He had lung cancer. There are many differences.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
You're a decade beyond that, and apparently in very good health as you approach 80. But do you worry that if you were to hang it up, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself?
Absolutely. No question. That's the biggest concern I would have. I don't play golf, but I don't do anything. I think about that a great deal. I think, hey, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit around, and then you know, all of a sudden you start to melt.
So Paterno keeps moving, coming to the office every day and directing practice with his assistant coaches, including the quarterback coach, his son Jay. His players, like senior quarterback Michael Robinson, say for the first time in a while, the coach seems happy. What's the difference between him this year, when the team is back in the top 10, and the past few years when he was uncharacteristically losing?
He's much more loose now. He's joking around at practice. He's running around. He stretches with us. He conditions with us when he, you know, what he can do. You can tell he's definitely enjoying the time he's out there right now.
Where you going, Lowry? I don't coach like I used to coach. I mean, I used to be on the field running around like a crazy man. I still do a lot of coaching on the field, but it's not the same as it was when I was 60. You know what I mean? I grab kids by the jersey and shake them, and now I shake them, and I go home and say, oh, geez, my arms ache.
Your son Jay told us that he thinks not only will you coach to 80, but that you'll coach well into your 80s.
Well, Jay, depends how good Jay is.
If he screws up, they'll be calling for your head again.
You know, you got to be careful when you start getting up around 80. You can't promise a lot of things.
So you haven't flat out promised Derek Williams, look, for your entire tenure here, I'm here.
No. And I told him that when I recruited him. I said, look, I'm going to try to be here. I said, I'd like to win one more national championship. You know, I always quote Tennessee Williams. Tennessee Williams said, you know, he knew nobody was immortal, but he thought somehow he was the exception. You know, and maybe I think I'm the exception, but I know I'm not.
Do you feel any sense of vindication because of what's happened this year?
Oh, no, I don't. Vindication is not, I hope that's a word I never use. Life's too short for that junk, Bob. It really is. I mean, I've never had time for that stuff. And I go back to my dad. He used to say, don't get angry, get even, just get better.
Which is exactly what Penn State has done. And now, football Saturdays in Happy Valley are once again bustling with excitement. On campus, Paterno remains an icon, mobbed wherever he goes.
George, what nice with you? Well, come on, let's go.
We went with him to the campus creamery, an institution almost as well known as he is.
Greatest ice cream in the world.
Not bad.
Not bad, the greatest
Pretty
ice
darn
cream.
good. And one that's actually been around even longer. You met your wife here, been married 43 years. All 5 of your kids went to Penn State. You've been here in one capacity or another for 55 years. It's almost like time has stood still here.
Well, in a lot of ways it has for me. It has for me. When, you know, where we're sitting right now, on the other side of the creamery, I sat with my future mother-in-law and had an ice cream cone with her and told her, get ready, kid. Your daughter's gonna marry an old man. See, Sue's 13 years younger than I am. And she looked at me and I said, enjoy the cone.
Did she approve? Did the cone soften her up?
No, nothing softened her.
She's 90 years old. She comes to every game. You've been married to her daughter for 43 years. You are who you are. Does she approve yet, or are you still kind of on trial?
Well, you know, yeah, every once in a while I wonder. I think I'm okay.